was an absolute carnage by Glenn Maxwell. I would say rather Glenn Lightning Maxwell, because the way he has converted his 50 into 100, that I think that was quite a reason for Netherlands to not just think that you can really chase this target, because it was huge for them. As Australia has managed to win this match by 309 runs. Gauri, this match has been something which we were expecting, but I think Pakistani fans would not like this result because this is going to make their team's life difficult in the tournament. But how do you see this match? How did you like this Australian innings today? And I think they're really back in the tournament. What do you think about this?
Definitely, Raji. I think first two matches just, they had shown subpar performances, but we were always knowing that when this Australian team is going to make a comeback, that there would be no stopping, absolutely. We were afraid of that. The teams around were also afraid of this kind of, showing by the Australian team, and they have just, banged on at the right moment, I believe. Last three games, absolutely, complete carnage by them. And today was the game where they actually had the chance to, improve upon their NRR also. And I think which they did by a huge miles, because, winning the game by 309 runs. I mean, you're just putting up a target, something so huge, because there are players who are just coming to the party at the right moment. David, Warner scoring runs, then Steve Smith scoring runs. All your, mainstays are scoring runs. Then Adam Zampa is among wickets. So everything just clicking right for you. So, that was just their day, and they just made the most of it and won the game by a clinical margin of, 309 runs. That's really huge.
Yeah, that's what we expect from Australia. कि आप उनको कुछ भी milestone achieve करने को दो, they'll definitely end up doing that. भले चाहे वो उनके लिए बहुत केक वॉक हो या डिफिकल्ट हो, कुछ भी हो, they'll end up doing that. और आज हमने उनके एंड से वही देखा. So let me show you the match summary, basically how this absolute carnage had happened. So from Australian end हमने देखा सबसे पहले इनिंग्स में बैटिंग करने के लिए आए 399 का एक बड़ा स्कोर दिल्ली की ग्राउंड पर लाकर खड़ा किया by just giving 8 wickets in 50 overs. Glenn Maxwell scored 106 runs out of just 44 balls. And then we saw David Warner as well scoring a century out of 93 balls. लोगन वैन बीक ने एक तरफ 4 विकेट लिए, बैसिलिटी ने 2 विकेट लिए. वही जब नीदरलैंड्स की बारी आई तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत बड़ा स्कोर उनके सामने था, और इनिशियली आपके सामने ऑस्ट्रेलियन बॉलिंग लाइनअप भी था जो आपके लिए इसको बिल्कुल भी इजी नहीं छोड़ना चाह रहा था. तो हमने देखा विक्रमजीत सिंह की तरफ से सबसे मैक्सिमम रन्स 25 रन्स, और तेजा ने इसके अलावा 14 रन्स ऐड किए. एडम जैम्पा ने एक तरफ 4 विकेट लिए इन 3 ओवरों में सिर्फ 8 रन देकर के, दैट टू एट दिल्ली पिच. इस पर भी डिस्कस करेंगे. और फिर मिचेल मार्श को हमने देखा 2 विकेट लेते हुए बाय गिविंग 19 रन्स आउट ऑफ 4 ओवर्स. ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ऑल इन ऑल ये मुकाबला 309 रन से जीत लिया. नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द पोस्टर बॉय ऑफ टुडेज मैच, दैट इज ग्लेन मैक्सवेल. तो हमने देखा उन्होंने 21 बॉल्स में आई गेस 35 रन्स कुछ स्कोर किए थे, एंड देन उसके बाद ही वेंट ऑन टू स्कोर अ सेंचुरी इन 44 balls, which is the fastest century in ODI World Cup itself. इनसे नीचे आते एडन मार्करम with 49 balls, but Glenn Maxwell ने मैच कमाल ही कर दिया. गौरी, I think he is the one man जिनके लिए आज ये मैच मुकाबला याद किया जाएगा. मतलब इनकी वजह से हम डेविड वॉर्नर पे बात नहीं कर पा रहे.
True that, Rajsi. If you see Australia's, performance today, there have been a lot of match winners, I believe. It's just not about one person, but again, we will always talk about the person who's, breaking so many records and topping the charts. So, of course, Glenn Maxwell was the man today who did that thing for Australia. So, just hitting so many runs in that too, making a record-breaking kind of thing. It's absolutely a stunning kind of performance. Australians were expecting, Maxwell to be among runs, because when they count down their superstars of the lineup, definitely Maxwell would be the one, because he's the person who can perform with the ball as well. So and they were actually waiting for him to just be among runs, and today was the day when Glenn Maxwell actually seized the day and was an absolute stunner. When you go and see some performances like these, we have also seen from him in IPL as well, because if you talk about India, Maxwell has played a lot of IPL in India, and there we have seen him giving such match-winning performances. But World Cup is another level. It's another kind of stage, big grand stage, and when you perform there, it's obviously going to become talk of the town.
Definitely, he's a national G for a reason, and Maxwell has showed it on Delhi pitch today. But let's talk about David Warner as well. So जैसे हमने देखा है back-to-back 2 matches में century, he's in supreme form right now. फिर से पुष्पा celebration हमें देखने को मिला on the field by David Warner, और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने run score किए आज, I think he is some person जिनको जैसे नहीं ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जब even David Warner जिस टाइम पे clean patch से गुजर रहे थे, he was unable to score runs. I think उस moment में भी उनको जरूरत थी to come to India and really hit some balls out of the park, because he's one talent whom we always remember, because he's known for big daddy hundreds. इन्होंने लास्ट मैच में 150 प्लस स्कोर किया था. आई डोंट रिमेंबर हिज स्कोर प्रिसाइसली, बट या ही इज
170, yeah.
You know this 174,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Around that was Wonder Nico. I'm very sorry, but yeah, 150 plus score उन्होंने भी किया था. So David Warner is one talent जिनको actually बैटिंग करते हुए देखना. I think दिल्ली crowd आज बहुत लकी रही जो उन्होंने दो इतनी बड़ी इनिंग्स अपने आंखों के सामने देखी. एंड आई एम श्योर डेविड वार्नर के लिए भी ये काफी प्राउड मोमेंट होगा, उनकी फैमिली के लिए भी काफी प्राउड मोमेंट होगा. बट दिल्ली टीम के लिए खेलते हैं और दिल्ली के ही ग्राउंड पर आज उन्होंने अपनी इनिंग के लिए आई एम श्योर बहुत स्पेशल होगी उनके लिए. बट आप क्या कहना चाहती हैं उनके बारे में गौरी?
Ratsi, I think in playing such kind of innings is always great. When you are playing on in an ICC event, it's always big. But one thing that makes David Warner stands out is the love he gets from India. People are very much aware of the appreciation and all the kind of love and everything that he gets from India. Whenever he's in India, whenever he's playing in Hyderabad, especially, fans just go mad about David Warner. They are cheering for him, clapping for him, everything of that sort. And in turn, David Warner also doesn't ever forget to give back to his fans. He's always treated fans with some kind of gestures. Maybe he'll just take his hand out and say a hi kind of thing, or maybe otherwise he's always there to produce a magnificent kind of innings which will always leave fans in awe. So I think it's a give and take kind of thing for David Warner and his fans, and the love between his fans. So fans love him wholeheartedly, and in turn David Warner also never leaves a chance to just make them happy, bring a smile on their faces. So I think it's definitely a very happy and very great moment for David Warner to perform in Indian pitches, and that too so well. Back-to-back centuries for him. I think nothing can be bigger for him at this moment.
Right. और कुछ लोग तो ये भी कह रहे हैं कि after his retirement, please give him an Indian citizenship, because the way he really takes care of each and every updates of India, that's really beautiful for all of us. और जब भी इंडिया पे आते हैं तो कमाल की इनिंग देखने को मिलती है, तो हर हिसाब से एंटरटेनमेंट वो कर ही देते हैं. Now let's take a look at the top performers of this match. So first inning में हमने देखा ग्लेन मैक्सवेल को, और दूसरी तरफ लोगन वैन बीक के बारे में बात करना चाहूंगी गौरी. 4 विकेट्स लिए उन्होंने इन अगेंस्ट ऑपोजिशन लाइक ऑस्ट्रेलिया. तो डेफिनेटली हम बहुत कुछ एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे थे, बट वो इंटेंशन जो होता है गेम खेलने का कि ठीक है व्हाटएवर द ऑपोजिशन इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, दे आर जायंट्स, बट स्टिल वी हैव नो इशू, वी हैव आवर इंटेंशंस ऑन, वी हैव आवर स्किल्स ऑन. और लोगन ने आज कुछ वैसे ही करके दिखाया. आई वुड लाइक टू नो योर ओपिनियन ऑन हिज परफॉर्मेंस.
Ratsi, see, whenever you are playing against a team like giants like Australia, you always have something in your mind that you have to be very fierce, very competitive on the cricket field. Only then you'll be able to put up something substantial. So I think Netherlands had that in their mind. They were putting in their best, but obviously it was not just not near something what Australians had already posted on the scoreboard. 400 run target, it's something very, very huge. You cannot, in ordinary settings also, just cannot imagine to just chase this target, or you have to play extraordinarily. And then Netherlands were just near the mark, just not near the mark. And in this case, if there are players who are just going out and giving their heart and intent to the very best, I think that is something always appreciable. This person, taking 4 wickets, and then Logan Van Beek, taking 4 wickets, that is something great. We also saw a catch effort from Van der Merwe when he took Steve Smith's catch. That was just stunning. So you know that you're going to lose this game, or that it's going out of your hands. But just not forgetting to give in that 100% of effort is very, very important in the game. And I think that is something that Netherlands player never failed to show.
राइट. बहुत ही प्यारा गेम उनकी तरफ से, बहुत ही अच्छा इंटेंशन भी देखा. बट अल्टीमेटली डेफिनेटली जिस तरीके का रिजल्ट था, बहुत डिफिकल्ट था नीदरलैंड्स के लिए उसको चेस कर पाना और उसको मैच को कम से कम एक नेल बाइटिंग एंड तक ला पाना, बिकॉज इट वाज अ डिफिकल्ट ह्यूज टास्क फॉर देम. बट एक बार देखते हैं सेकंड इनिंग्स पे हमें कौन सी टॉप परफॉर्मेंस देखने को मिले हैं. तो सेकंड इनिंग्स पे अगर हम बात करें तो नीदरलैंड्स की तरफ से बैटिंग एफर्ट्स उतने अच्छे नहीं थे, इसलिए हमने देखा कि एक तो एडम जैम्पर का 4 फॉर, दूसरा मिचेल मार्श के जो 2 विकेट उन्होंने 19 रन दे करके दिए आउट ऑफ जस्ट 4 ओवर. सो दैट वाज रियली ग्रेट, जो कि जिस पर मैं बात करना चाहूंगी. गौरी, वी नो हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज टू बोल एट द विकेट ऑफ दिल्ली. सो इट इज नोन फॉर बीइंग द बैटिंग पैराडाइज, इट इज नोन फॉर बीइंग द फ्लैटेस्ट विकेट इंडिया हैज एवर प्रोड्यूस्ड, वन ऑफ दोस विकेट्स, फ्लैटेस्ट विकेट्स. बट आई वुड लाइक टू नो कि एडम जैम्पर, मिचेल मार्श की बाकी तारीफ करनी होगी कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट दैट कि छक्के चौके कोई भी खा सकता है, और जैसी वो पिच है आपको बिल्कुल सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता है उस पिच से जहां पर आप अपनी कुछ कलाकारी या स्किल सेट दिखा पाए, बट स्टिल दे हैव मैनेज्ड टू कम दिस इकोनॉमिकल. What do you think about these two players today?
I think these two players are very important, vital cog in Australian setup. And whenever they're going to perform, it's going to hugely benefit Australia. And that is what the case today. When Australia was struggling initially in the tournament, we were always talking about, Adam Zampa not being able to pick those crucial wickets, especially when we talk about spin bowling. We all were thinking that in World Cup is entirely being played in India. So, the spin bowlers will be able to exploit the conditions better. So, that is what we were expecting from Zampa, but it did not happen, first three matches that much. And first two matches, rather, when you see last three games, he's been too much among the wickets. I mean, 12 wickets, I think, in the last three games, and that is 4-4-4 for him. So that is something that is, yeah, exactly. So that's just insane level of consistency from Adam Zampa, and that is hugely benefiting Australia as well. So I think great show from Adam Zampa, and just at the right time when Australia is very much in the need of all these victories.
राइट और ये बहुत ही बड़ा एक रिकॉर्ड भी सेट कर दिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने टू हैव दिस बिग ऑफ अ विन इन द वर्ल्ड कप की हिस्ट्री में इटसेल्फ बिकॉज इट्स अ 309 रन्स विक्ट्री जो अपने आप में, और आई थिंक इस मैच के बाद बहुत सारे नंबर्स चेंज हुए हैं. सो डेफिनेटली इन सभी अपडेट्स के लिए आप CricTracker को फॉलो कीजिए. हमारी वेबसाइट और सोशल मीडिया पर आपको जरूर देखने को मिलेंगे ये सभी नंबर्स, आज जितने भी रिकॉर्ड्स ब्रेक हुए हैं. तब तक मैं आपको ले चलती हूँ सोशल ट्रैकर की तरफ, बिकॉज सोशल मीडिया पूरा हिल चुका है आफ्टर व्हाटएवर द इनिंग्स ग्लेन मैक्सवेल हैज प्लेड. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं सोशल ट्रैकर का सिलसिला. सबसे पहला ट्वीट हम यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया टीम की तरफ से. हमने देखा ऑस्ट्रेलिया रजिस्टर्ड बिगेस्ट विन in the 48 years history of World Cup. 309 runs, a record which cannot even broken by anyone. Huge NRR to Aussies. Maxwell, definitely he's the reason why we have seen this big of a number on the board. Now let's take a look at another tweet. Van der Merwe, इनका catch, अभी लोग बोल रहे हैं it's crazy. He never disappoints Pakistan fans when it comes to the inning. Because अब मुझे लगता है कि जिनको नहीं पता हम बार बार पाकिस्तान की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं, सो इट इज बिकॉज कि ये मुकाबला पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था. बिकॉज ये मुकाबला जरूरी था कि नीदरलैंड जीतता टू मेक दैट जर्नी इन द टूर्नामेंट इजी. बट आई थिंक अब पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो गया है गौरी, एज अभी उनको अपने हर एक मुकाबले में बहुत ज्यादा एफर्ट्स डाल करके एक्स्ट्रा NRR के साथ आना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज अगर ऐसा नहीं हुआ देन आई थिंक ये टूर्नामेंट उनके लिए डिफिकल्ट है.
Definitely, Rachi. I think right when they started playing India, when they played against India, since then they have been on the losing streak. They have lost last three matches on the trot. So I think it's obviously going to be very difficult when there are countries like in the form of India, of course, then South Africa and New Zealand. New Zealand and South Africa have gone on to lose one each, and on the other hand, India is just on the winning streak. They have been unbeaten in the tournament. So when you have countries playing like this kind of level, so the countries like Pakistan maybe. They'll have to, just need to step up at this moment and perform something very, very great kind of performance needed from there. And especially in terms of NRR also, like the Australia match they have won today, it's a huge boost in their NRR as well, because when you have gone on to win the match by 309 runs, it's definitely, just not a victory, but an addition to your NRR. So Pakistan would be definitely looking on the victories, because of course we know nothing better than a victory, but they will also have to be working on the NRR, which might pull their legs later in the tournament.
Right. In terms of NRR, ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी सिर्फ इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड और साउथ अफ्रीका के बिहाइंड है. दे आर नाउ 1.142 और न्यूजीलैंड उनसे ऊपर है by 1.481. इंडिया इज एट 1.353 और साउथ अफ्रीका, इनकी तो बात ही क्या करें, +2.370. सो ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी काफी ऊपर आ चुके हैं. दिस इज गोइंग टू बेनिफिट देम अगर कभी कुछ क्रूशियल मुकाबले पर बात आती है. मुझे लगता नहीं कि ऐसी जगह पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया फंसेगी इस टूर्नामेंट में, बिकॉज आई थिंक दे आर बैक. तो मुझे लगता है कि इनके लिए काफी इजी होगा. बाकी देखना होगा कि टूर्नामेंट कैसा गुजरता है. अब नजर डालते हैं अगले ट्वीट पर, जो कि हम देख रहे हैं कि इट्स फ्रॉम अ स्पेशल पर्सन, मोहम्मद कैफ, जो कि सेल्फ नोन है टू टेक क्रूशियल कैचेस. 38 years old Van der Merwe showed how to turn half chances into catches. An effort like this win hearts. जब आपको एक ऐसे इंसान से प्रेज मिलता है जो कि खुद हिस्ट्री में नोन है अपनी फील्डिंग को लेकर के, देन वो काफी स्पेशल हो जाता है. आई थिंक वैन डर मेरवे ने भी जिस तरीके से एफर्ट्स डाले हैं और जैसी उनकी एज भी है, आई थिंक हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते. यंगस्टर्स कई बार ऐसे कैचेस में अच्छा खा जाते हैं, बट आज हमें ऑन पॉइंट दिखे. नाउ विद दिस कॉरी, आई थिंक अगर हम मोस्ट ऑफ द नेशंस को कंपेयर करें इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप, हमने इवन एक मैच में अंगेज बांग्लादेश इंडिया को भी कुछ बैटिंग ब्लंडर्स, फील्डिंग ब्लंडर्स करते हुए देखा है. some of the catches were got dropped. But if we compare the team like Netherlands to other teams, I think काफी अच्छी फीलिंग रही है इस टूर्नामेंट में नीदरलैंड्स की और तारीफ के काबिल है बिकॉज कैचेस बहुत ही मतलब I don't remember कि उन लोगों ने कुछ ऐसे ब्लंडर्स करे हो. Do you remember of such things?
Ratsi, I think more than that, you have to see the intent that they have been carrying in this World Cups. They were not sure about entering the World Cup. Even then they won the great came into the qualifiers, then they came into this World Cup. They have had they produce upsets in the tournament. So I think this is something too great for them in a World Cup like this, in a tournament which is so huge and so grand. Because last day also when we talked, we talked about that. Of course, people are going to remember the winners of the tournament, but there will be talks when people will say Afghanistan defeated England in World Cup, Netherlands defeated South Africa in the World Cup. So this is something which is going to be very, very huge. So I think this is kind of something that actually highlighted their performance, or elevated their levels of how they performed in this huge tournament. So it's definitely about their intent, like how they have been putting the positive intent every single day, and taking on every chances that is coming their way. So yeah, of course, talking about fielding, it has been a great effort from there. And even today, Van der Merwe just showed the nerves of steel and produced a I think catch of a lifetime maybe. So yeah, and it is coming from a person, Ratsi, who is just nearing his 40. You just have to laud the person's agility and acrobatic skills on the field. So I think it's definitely a great effort from him.
Fitness must not be a concern for Netherlands because उनके जब 38-year-old players इस तरीके का अपना skill दिखा रहे हैं, so definitely this is not one thing that they must be thinking about. But हाँ, इस tournament में Netherlands को काफी हद तक मैं कहूँगी कि काफी चीजें positive रही हैं, so हमेशा याद रहेगा उनको ये tournament. But now I hope कि इस tournament के बाद कुछ चीजें जो Netherlands चाह रही है, which is कि teams उनको tour करें, उनको tour पर बुलाएं और उस
True.
की जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है वो बढ़े. आई थिंक अगर ऐसा होगा तो नीदरलैंड्स क्रिकेट के लिए बहुत बेहतर होगा क्योंकि काफी प्रॉमिसिंग टैलेंट्स हैं वहां पे. जिस तरीके से उन्होंने इस वर्ल्ड कप में पहले हिस्सा लिया और उसके बाद में अब वो खेल रहे हैं, उससे नहीं लगता कि आई थिंक आईसीसी और बीसीसीआई को इस तरह सोचना चाहिए और वाकई इनको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए बिकॉज दिस थिंग इज वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड. थैंक यू सो मच गौरी फॉर ज्वाइनिंग मी इन दिस डिस्कशन. हम लोग कल फिर लौटेंगे एंड डिस्कस करेंगे मोर एंड मोर अबाउट क्रिकेट. तब तक आप बने रहिए और देखते रहिए क्रिक ट्रैकर्स.